In the wake of the worst rioting in living memory, the politicians were talking tough. Social media stood accused of allowing the organisation of some of the violence. The Prime Minister spoke of restricting access to sites. Some senior police even contemplated their temporary closure. Just over a fortnight later, all such talk has disappeared. The government has confirmed they'll be seeking no additional powers to control social media.
We have not, as a government, said we're going to do this. All we've said is we're going to look at whether it might be right to do this. We're not going to become like Iran or China. We're not going to start suddenly cutting people off.
In reality, it would have been next to impossible to control networks which in many cases aren't even based in the UK. And the government, it now seems, doesn't want to be compared to the kind of repressive regimes who regularly close down their media outlets. Especially as during the Arab Spring, the Prime Minister was one of the first to applaud the use of social media in those countries.
It belongs to a new generation for whom technology, the internet, social media is a powerful tool in the hands of the citizens, not a means of their repression.
I can only assume David Cameron had a rush of blood to the head. If you start to ban platforms, people soon find other ways of communicating. It's also, I think, just in terms of freedom of expression, it's exactly the wrong signal we want to show to the world.
Although a handful of people have been charged or convicted of orchestrating trouble via social media, many doubt it had a significant role in the riots. The Guardian's Special Projects editor, one of a number of journalists who've examined the influence these sites had during the Troubles. Their conclusion, the positives far outweighed the negatives.
The Twitter activity didn't come before the disorder in particular towns and cities. In large part, it came after the disorder. So it was people communicating with each other, talking to each other, trying to help each other out. And 200,000 of those tweets, that's about 8% of the whole data set, were related to the riot cleanup.
So the post-riot social media summit ended with an emphasis on improving relations and cooperation with the police. The bosses of Twitter, Facebook and BlackBerry Messenger were determined to fight their corner, and despite the earlier posturing, it's clear the politicians now realise forced restrictions simply aren't workable. Mark White, Sky News.